Never ever in your visa interview say that you are going to work. Ever. Never ever say that, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming. My name is Victoria. On this channel, I talk about marriage, relationship, personal growth, career growth. I talk about faith. So basically everything that will make you to live a successful life, okay? Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have very lovely and interesting content for you. To all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. You know I love you. You know I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. I am so grateful, okay? Anyway, I know I promised to start a career series in February. However, I realized that, you know, a lot of people have been asking me questions, follow-up questions on my visa interview story. If you haven't watched it, I'll leave a link up here or I'll leave it down in the description box. So a number of people have been asking me a lot of follow-up questions, and, you know, I've been trying to answer as much as I can, you know, via text, via email, via DMs, via WhatsApp. Like, people have been asking me questions back to back. But yeah, a lot of people actually found the video very helpful. I have a few people who commented. They said, you know, they watched it, they went for their interview, and, you know, they aced it and they got their visa. Wow, yay! Anyway, yes, so today I'll be answering some of the questions that have been asked, and then from next week I will start the career series, because I don't want to break it in the middle and have to do this, because I have a number of people who said they'll be having their interviews in a few days, and they really need, you know, this video out, and that's why I am doing this. So yeah, if you're interested in this video, if you are, you know, in the process of jackpotting, or you have plans to jackpot, if you don't know what jackpot means, it means you're about to run away from Nigeria or from wherever you are, and you want to find out, you know, more information about what to expect. I will first of all ask you to watch that video. I went into so many details. I cited, you know, my own experience and the experience of other people that I met there. You know, the video is very much into details. Okay, so I'm not really going to talk so much about it. You need to watch that video. In this particular video, I'll just be answering some of the follow-up questions from that video. Okay, so if this is something that you're going to find interesting, please make sure you keep on watching. Welcome back, guys. Anyway, so the first question I have here is someone asking, is from Jamita, and he or she asked, please clarify for me what is a visa exchange program. Okay, now a visa exchange program is basically, and before I even go into that, the reason why this person is probably asking is because I went to the United States through a visa for an exchange program. Okay, so I used the J1 visa. So what an exchange program basically is, it's an opportunity that the United States offer foreigners. I think they only accept from 200 countries currently, so you might want to, you know, check if your country, you know, qualifies for an exchange program. So yeah, it's an opportunity for you to go to the United States to go and learn, okay, and then come back to your home country to put in that learning into practice. So it's more or less like a cultural exchange program, okay, but maybe not cultural, professional, whatever it is. Okay, there are even schools that also, you know, offer this exchange program, whereby, you know, they have agreements with schools in the United States or in other countries, you know, whereby their students can go over there to study, or to, you know, for a year, for an internship program or something, and they can send their own students also to Nigeria. So it's more or less like just an opportunity that you can go over there to learn, to gain experience, and also to contribute. Of course, you're not just going America they don't do anything for free, okay? So you're also going to also, you know, contribute to them, and, you know, and yeah, so it's just like a short-term opportunity. Okay, mine was just for a year, and most of it is basically just for 1 year, where you go over there, you learn, you put your skills to work, you know, and then you gain experience, you bring it back to your country, so that you can, you know, you have more exposure and probably even get, you know, better jobs when you come back. Okay, I hope that explains it. So now, for you to be able to apply for, you know, an exchange program, you first of all need to get a sponsor. Now, getting a sponsor depends also on what kind of exchange program you're going for. Now, I didn't go for school, okay? I went as a trainee, meaning that, you know, I went there to work for an organization to be able to gain experience, so that I can build my own professional profile. Okay, yeah, so you need to get a sponsor. So there are different ways by which you can go through for an exchange program. So I said school. Okay, your school can send you over there, and there are other schools that you don't really need your school to send you. They usually offer fellowship programs. So just go and search for fellowship programs in schools and stuff like that. A lot of schools actually offer that, so that you come to their school probably to work as a graduate trainee or just to learn more about what they do. They'll provide you stipend every month, you know, just for that period of time that you are there. Okay, so the whole idea is that, you know, you come over, you learn, and then you go back to your country. Now there are other means that you can go. Every exchange program has its own requirements. If you're going for an au pair visa now, okay, it means that you're going as a domestic worker in a person's home. So you need to have a family who wants your service, okay, to come and work for them. They are considered your host, okay. So you need to have a host regardless of what you're going for. If you're going for school, the school you are going to spend or you're going to do the fellowship with, they are your host organization. I went to work. The office that, you know, I worked for were my host organization. Well, not work, more or less like train, okay, like a trainee program. So you need to have a host. So your host is going to request for you, or, you know, employ you, and then you can now apply for an exchange program. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So it's not just doctors or schools, you know, even government workers, they go for exchange. You know, like I said, they are going to observe, to learn, and all of that. I know they also accept interns. So if the internship program, if you get maybe a Mandela Washington, that's also a fellowship, okay. There are other organizations that offer interns, you know, for people, internship opportunities for foreigners, okay. You can apply to those organizations, or you can search Google, you know, to get this information. When you apply and you qualify, you can now apply for your visa to, you know, to go. I hope that answers the question. So exchange program is basically fellowship. Even teachers, they can go, scholars, international visitors, and the rest of it. You just need to go to their website, whichever country you want to go to. Try to search how to apply for an exchange program. When you get there, they will ask you, what do you want to go as? If you want to go as a student, if you want to go as a trainee, okay, they are going to ask you. When you click on the trainee, they are going to show you a list of sponsors who actually accept people to come and, you know, work as a trainee in the institution, or sorry, in the United States, and then you can now go on from there. So yeah, that's what basically an exchange program is. If you don't really understand or you have any questions about that, you can get a lot of information on Google, okay. All right, so the next question, the next person, Hilda, she said, oh, okay, yeah, Hilda said, hey girl, I'm here to say thank you for these videos. I literally had your words in my head whilst doing my interview today, and I was granted my visa today. I am so excited. Like, I love to hear comments like this. Okay, let's go to the next question. Thanks for sharing. I love your personality. Okay, so the next question is from Vicky, and she said, please, what if you haven't booked a flight yet and your interview is close by? Now let me clarify this, because in that video I mentioned that if you're going for your interview, it's advisable that you book your flights before going there, because it gives you like a leverage. Now this is not a requirement, okay, it's just a backup plan, okay. They don't really require you to book a flight. It's just something that you do just in case, okay. So it's not really mandatory, but I advise that you do that, because I was also advised, even though I was not asked, but I had a few people who went for their visa interview who were asked, have you booked your flight, what flight are you going with, what airline are you going with, and all of that, okay. So booking a flight is also not difficult. I'm not asking you to pay for the flight, okay. Listen to me, I didn't say you should pay for a flight, okay. I'm asking you to book. You can have a dummy ticket, okay, whereby you just schedule, or you book for a flight. You book a flight on any airline website, and you know they send you your booking ticket. That is what you take. You know, you have to book before you pay. So that booking ticket that is shared with you, that's what I'm saying that you take as a backup. They might ask you, they might not ask you, but it's good, you know, in case you are asked, that you have something to present, okay. So like I said, it is not a must, okay. So don't stress yourself if you don't have it and your interview is tomorrow or something like that. It's not a must, okay. But if you are able to, you know, just in case they ask you, you have something to present, okay. So yeah, that's why I recommended that. They never asked me, even though I already had my flight booked, but they never asked me for that document, and they didn't ask me for a number of documents, but they asked other people for those documents. So it just depends on the person's mood, or the person's, or whatever the person wants to ask you, okay. So don't stress yourself about that. Angela said, you did a beautiful job of explaining the process. It is important not to lie, because they know everything about you, blah blah blah. Okay, she didn't really have a question. She was just emphasizing on the fact that you don't lie. When you go for your visa interview, don't lie. Those people, if you lie, it's to your own detriment, because the moment they find out that you lie, they might not give you your visa. You might not be able, and what the downside to it is that you might not be able to apply for a visa again. They might ban you from applying, because honesty is like, it's key, okay. So yeah, yeah, don't lie. Julius said, thanks for this video. The visa officer said my visa was approved, but he took my US transcript and a copy of my I-20 form and gave me 10 days to pick up my visa. Can someone please tell me what the issue is? Now, there is no issue. Like I said in that video, when I applied for my visa, after my visa interview, the guy told me, hey, your visa has been approved, congratulations, welcome to America, blah blah blah. And I was expecting them to stamp and say visa granted and give me my visa right there, but they don't do that. Okay, it will take a 1 week to 2 weeks for your visa to be ready, up to 10 days. Okay, it didn't last up to 10 days. Within a few days, I think the third day, I was asked to go and pick it up at DHL. Okay, so they will not give you your visa that day at the embassy because they have to print on your passport. So they will take your passport, they will take your I-20 form, and then they will use that to process your visa, to get your information and place your visa on your passport, and then they will send it to DHL and you have to go to DHL to collect it. So there is no issue. The issue only is if you lied in the information you gave to them, because they will also be doing their own background check on you. So if you lied in any information you gave to them and they get to find out within that period, I know someone, like I said in that video, who they told, your visa has been approved and everything, and they found out that he lied about something. I don't know, I cannot really recall the question they asked him that he lied about, and then by the time he went to DHL to get it, he got a rejection. Actually, he got a rejection and he got a ban for a certain number of years. So you don't want to lie. Okay, be honest, like I said, be honest. So yes, it's not an issue. So Jessica said, help me to understand why overstay a visa when you can just get another one or use the one that is issued for more than one trip. Now, if you're asking why people overstay their visa, well, there are a number of reasons. Number one, it's not that easy to get a visa. The fact that you were granted a visa does not give you the certainty or the assurance. It only increases your chance of being granted a visa again, but it's not really an assurance that you're going to be granted. Okay, so people are scared of coming back. People have the mindset of, even though I'm going temporarily, I just want to stay back. Okay, and people have their reasons for doing things. Okay, but I mean, if you're going there for a short period of time, they're giving you a non-immigrant visa, unless you're able to get an extension, or unless maybe you got married there and you were granted a green card, it's better that you leave and reapply. Okay, that will give you, like I said, it will increase your chances of getting a visa again. But extending your stay beyond what is required or beyond what is on your visa, the moment you come back, you might not be able to go back in anymore because you have extended, you've stayed beyond, and you've breached their rules. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Omotunde said, thanks for this video, it was really helpful. Okay, Lucy said, do I need a dummy ticket for the interview day? Like I said, a dummy ticket is something that you should have as a backup. It's not a requirement. Okay, it is not a requirement. Rosalind said, are they giving visa this year because of COVID? Yes, they are very much giving visa. I think when COVID just started, and US was like the headquarter of COVID-19, so they had to stop giving visa for a while, unless it is very, very important, like medical and stuff like that. But I know that now they have started giving visas, so it might not be as much as they used to, but I know that they are giving visas. I know a few people who have traveled within this past couple of months. Okay, so yes, they are still giving visa to travel. Kenneth said, I have a job, but I want to go to the United States. Will it be possible? Okay, you have a job, you want to go. I always say, why are you going? What do you want to go and do? Why do you want to go to the United States? You can't just go to an embassy and say, oh, I want to go to the United States. Where are you going? What do you want to go and do? You don't know. Okay, so whether you have a job, if you have a job in Nigeria and your job is okay, what do you want to go and do over there? Okay, so unless you have an opportunity over there to advance your career or something, of course you should be able to apply, or of course then you can apply. Okay, however, if you don't have anything there, you don't have relatives you're going to visit, you don't have a job over there, you don't have a career, you don't have like a training you're going for or anything, you just want to go there to go and do what? You will end up spending every savings that you have. And depending on the kind of visa you get, even if they're able to grant you a visa, your visa might not permit you to work, so you not get a work permit, so you'll not be able to do any job that's going to earn you substantial money. So why do you want to leave if you already have a job? I don't understand. So please, unless you have a reason for traveling, whether school, whether for a training, whether for a visit, whether for tourism, whether for a business program, whether for a conference, whatever your reason is, unless you have a reason, I don't see why you want to go there. nobody's going to grant you a visa if you don't have a reason for going to the United States, unless you are migrating, which also you need to make some terms for them to be able to give you a visa to migrate. I mean, you need to have some ridiculous amount of money that will make sure that you can settle and take care of yourself when you get there, and also to make sure that you are able to invest in their economy when you get there. Like, there are lots of requirements for you to be able to migrate, unless you are, you know, claiming asylum and the rest of it. Anyway, this is not about migration. This is this is about those that are applying for non-immigrant visa. So yeah, if you don't have a reason for going, I don't see why you should go. Okay. And Latisha also asks, do you recommend getting the flight booked or paying before the interview? Like I said, flight booking is optional. It is not compulsory. Two people have asked, can you tell me possible questions during the interview? Now, I mentioned a few in that video, but apparently people are not satisfied. They want to know everything. Now, I'm going to go into that later. Okay, I'm going to go into that, but let me answer the short questions that I can answer before we go into details, some of the questions that you'll be asked. Okay. Clinton asked, when did you do the visa interview? I did my visa interview in July. Yes. Is it July or August? Yeah, late July of 2019. That was when I had my visa interview. Thank you, congrats, I love your vibe. Okay. Clinton was also asking if non-immigrant visa is banned. No, it is not banned. Or Trump did not ban us. He only put some restrictions that makes it more difficult, but hopefully with this Joe Biden administration, most of those things will be scrapped. Okay, so yeah, it is not banned. Samuel said, hi Ma, hi Victoria, I am not a Ma. He said, I love your videos. Please, I need you to help me on what documents I need to get for a visiting visa. A citizen of the United States is sending me invitation. What do I need to do? And I know I responded. Let me see if I'm able to get my response now. So let me just make this clear that I applied for a J1 visa. So even though the interview process is pretty much the same for all non-immigrant visa, however, the documents that you will need differ. Okay, so you can get most of this information on the website of the embassy that you want to, you know, do your interview in. Okay, but for the purpose of those who probably need it ASAP, or from this video, I'm just going to list the compulsory documents or supporting documents that you will need for your visitor's visa. Okay, it's different for a J1 visa. Like I said, every visa has its own peculiarities. Even for student visa, it might be different, but the common one that definitely cuts across everything is that you need to have a valid passport. And the validity of your passport means that you need to have at least 6 months grace on your passport. So if you're going for a year's program, whatever year's program, you don't give them a passport that will expire next month or in 2 months time. You need to have at least 6 months grace period on your passport. Okay, you also need to have all your old passports. So if this is your second passport, or your previous passports have expired and you know you've traveled on them and all of that, make sure that you present all your old passports, because it will really help you. It will really help them to know that, okay, this person is well traveled, this person has traveled, probably he has even returned, you know, and all of that, and they'll be able to track your travel history. So make sure that you have your old passport, all of your old passports also with you. You also need to have a passport picture. Now this, like I said, is cut across all non-immigrant visas. Okay, you need to have a passport photograph of yourself. Now they have their requirements of your passport photograph, like how it's supposed to be. For instance, they need to see your ears, they need to see the color of your eyes, they need to see, you know, you cannot have hair that is falling. You need to pack your hair in a certain way. So make sure that when you go to take your picture for your visa, okay, that you tell them that you want to apply for a visa. So they will tell you how to comport yourself. For instance, they don't allow you to look one way or stuff like that. There's a requirement for. They usually even have those things in the website when you go, like how your visa should look like. How your passport picture should look like. Okay, for instance, they don't allow certain color of background. I remember mine, was it a red background? They insisted I have a red background or a white background or something like that. So if you have a passport picture, you go there on the day of your interview or the day you're applying and you put a passport with a blue background, they will not accept it. So you need to find out those information. Okay, you also need to have your DS-160 form. Now that is your visa application form. Is it DS-160? Yeah, DS-160 form. I have it here. Okay, there's a lot of personal information here, so I'm just going to cover it. So you need to have that. By the time you I hope you can see it. Yeah, this is your DS1. This is what it looks like after you've printed it out. Your DS60 form is basically your application form, okay? So when you go on their website and you put in your details, all the details they ask of you, so they will ask for your name, like the way it is on your passport. I think this light is going down. Oops. So they will ask you for your name, the way it is on your passport. They will ask you for your date of birth, your gender, your country, your nationality, your passport number, the purpose of traveling, and the date you completed it. So those are the basic information that they will ask. They will also ask you the location that you'll be doing your visa interview. Okay, if you want to have it in Abuja, in Lagos, or wherever. So they will ask you some of those questions, all of these questions in your DS29 form. So after you fill in all of those information, you're going to pay. So when you pay, when you do that, you're going to pay electronically. Okay, so you're going to pay. When you pay to a GT Bank account. I'm covering it because I'm not sure some of this information are supposed to be made public. Okay, so you pay. As at the time I paid 59,200. That's your visa application fee. 59,200 naira was what I paid. I think it was in dollar. It was about, I cannot really recall, but anyway, that was the amount that I paid. Now when you pay this, okay, then you'll be issued this. Wait. So when you pay that, you'll be issued a SEVIS, that's the I-901 form. Okay, yeah, I-901 payment confirmation form. So you need to also have that. You need to have the receipt of your payment. You need to have your I-901 form. Okay, also those things will be issued to you. You can print them out. Okay, so yeah, basically, and then you can now go ahead to book your visa appointment, and then they will send you the appointment confirmation and everything. Okay, wow, it's a lot. I hope you guys understand. So yeah, so yes, you need to have your DS160 form. Okay, you need to fill it and you need to have it. Okay, and then every other form after that. Okay, you need to have your proof of payment, which is what I just showed you. Your proof of payment is your receipt. Okay, the one from GT Bank, or I don't know what other bank they're using now, but yeah, you need to have that. And then you can now go on to schedule your appointment, and then when you schedule it, then they will now print out your appointment confirmation. Okay, so you need to have the appointment letter also with you when you're going for your interview. So those are, like I said, you need to have a valid passport, or your old passport, your picture passport, okay, your passport photograph with all the specifications, like I said, your DS160 form, your receipt, and also your confirmation of appointment. Those 5 documents are very, very, very important, okay, when applying. Now, for supporting documents, you need to have documents that proves your legitimacy. That is, your legitimacy that you are a Nigerian, or that, you know, you work here. It can be anything. I talked about the documents that you need in that video, so please go back and watch it. So you need documents that prove your legitimacy, whether you're married, your marriage certificate, whether, you know, your birth certificate, your sworn affidavit, if you don't have your birth certificate, that says declaration of age, anything that proves that you are legitimate. Okay, now you also need documents to prove your criminal record. So if you don't have any record, it is better. It's not really required unless you have a record. Sorry, did I say record? Unless you have a criminal record, okay, then you need to get you need to get a statement that states that, you know, that has vindicated you or whatever. So you need to get that. If you don't have, it's also good that you have a police clearance, you know, just to be sure. Hey, my battery is low already. So you need to get that. And the next thing you need is also your financial clearance, so your bank statement. Okay, they will ask you for your bank statement, or the bank statement of your sponsor or your guardian. Okay, they'll ask you for that. And then you need to have your intent of returning. Okay, that is what proof that you have that you plan on returning, whether an employment letter, a leave letter from your organization letting them know that, hey, this person is going for this program but will be coming back. She or she, when the person comes back, he or she still have an employment with my organization, or you have a landed property, or anything that binds you to your home country. I spoke a lot about that in that video, so please go back and watch that video. So you need your intent to come back what documents. Okay, one other thing that they ask of me, especially if you're applying for a J1 visa, these are some of the documents that, where are they? These are some of the documents that my organizations provided me. Okay, so basically it's them. Now we have the letter from the organization that wants me to come, that is not the organization I was working for, the middleman, okay, the one who I applied to, who took me to that organization. I don't know how to call it, like my what do they call them, sponsor, okay, your sponsor, okay, a letter from your sponsor, whether you're going for au pair, what I can call it, au pair services, or you're going to a school or anything, a letter from that school to the US Embassy. So I had from my program to the US Embassy. I also had an executive, they also provided me an executive summary of the organization. So they will tell you what they do, what they stand for, how many people they've brought in to the country through that program, and how many have returned and stuff like that, just to help your eligibility. Okay, they will also give you a confirmation letter. So you know, when you apply for whatever exchange program you're going for, or even a school, what your application, what do they call it now, your appointment letter, the letter that proves that, you know, they've picked you for whatever you're going for. So I also had, you know, my own letter here that, you know, tells me congratulations, I'm pleased to inform you that you've been selected for 2019 After School Service, you know, program, and all of those things. So yes, you need your, what's that thing for school now? Anyway, you need that letter from your school that signifies, or your school or whatever program you're going for, that signifies that you have been selected for this particular program, how long it will take, why you have been selected, and all of those good stuff. They know what to write. So you need, so like I said, a letter that summarizes the program you're going for, a letter from the school to the US Embassy, and also a letter that that's your appointment letter, whatever that is for you. Yeah, they also provided me, okay, these are all, this appointment confirmation. Yeah, so they also provide me a training and internship plan. So if you're going for a conference or a program, I don't know if it applies to schools, it might. So like a schedule of the training, what you would gain, the host organization that you'll be working for, what they hope you will gain, if you'll be having periodic training. So like a training plan, this one yeah, so this is more or less like your training plan between the agreement you had with them, okay, basically. All right, so yeah, they asked me for all of this details, and I gave it to them because it's a requirement for the visa that I was applying for. Okay, so Linia asks, excuse me, but what about community colleges? Because I heard they don't give for them. I don't think they give visas for community colleges. I don't even think community colleges accept people, foreigners, to school. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really have that information. You may have to check online for that. I don't know about that. Somi said, good morning, ma'am. Victoria again. Please, I have an American friend who is planning on inviting me. Please, what should I do in order to get visa easily? There is no easy way of getting a visa. I already talked about the documents you will need for your visa. So just go apply, provide them with all the information that they would need. Go with your supporting documents when you go for your interview. You know, express, you know, your intention to go and to return back. Tell them how this person is, what is your relationship with this person, and why, you know, you feel like you want to go and visit the person, why you feel like it is important. Yeah, so yes, there is no easy way. You have to go through the process. So yeah, sorry. Amusat said, thanks Vic. I'm Justin, going for my interview and going for schooling. Okay, congratulations Justin, I hope you get it. Please, Ola said, please, if I apply for visitor's visa, how many months will I wait before going for the interview? Now, usually the appointments are set within 3 months, okay? If you want to go for your visa interview and you have a program coming up in November, make sure that you apply as early as possible, because it depends on, you have to pick a date, you have to pick a schedule, okay? So they will give you a calendar and then you pick the dates that you'll be available, okay? So it can be up to 3 months before, but if you're lucky, they might have openings like soon. But usually they like to make it like months before you're traveling, or months or weeks before the start of that particular program you're going for. So yes, 3 months is usually the time period they give. So make sure that you apply at least 3 months before, okay, so that you will be able to get your interview on time and make sure that you settle everything that needs to be settled. Okay, so this one came in via email. It says, hello Victoria, good day, hope you're doing well. I am in Kakachi and I just found your channel on YouTube. Oh my god, I can't say how much I've learned already. Yay. It didn't occur to me that I knew so little about the American Embassy until I started tuning into your channel. Lol, God bless you for all the free lessons. You're welcome. Okay, they are free, but make sure you subscribe and share. Okay, Victoria, please, I need your help. My auntie is a professor in Tennessee State University and she has promised that she would get she would get her school to give me an invitation for a conference that I'll be holding in October this year. I am so excited about it, but the problem now is that I don't even know how to begin, when I should start applying, and what to even expect at the embassy. She, my auntie, already told me to get someone that would be happy to go about it here in Nigeria, since she can't do it from the United States. I don't want to blow this opportunity, so please advise on what advice do you have for me? Do you think that an interview for a conference from the University of USA is an advantage? Definitely yes. If a university invites you to come for a conference, then that's great for you. You also definitely need to show them during the interview that you merit the invitation. Okay, so you cannot be a law student and they're inviting you for a science conference. You see that it does not match. Okay, so even if that's the case, you need to prove to them that, okay, this is a transitioning process for me and stuff like that. You shall need to prove to them that this thing that I'm going to do, it's somehow related to my profession, or to what I'm currently doing, or to my future aspirations. Okay, so you may need to make sure that that is certain. Okay, and then what else? So yeah, you need to follow everything I just said about applying for a visitor's, all the documents that you need, but you cannot start it until you have the invitation from the university. So don't bother yourself paying agents and everything. You can do this thing by yourself. An agent is just someone that will help you to put all those documents that you can do by yourself. The agents cannot enforce their own. They don't have anything that will make them give you a visa. Okay, everything is still left to you, so don't waste your money. Wait until it's months. They usually invite you months before the program. When you get the invitation letter, then start the visa application process. Right now, you don't have the visa, you don't really know much about what you're going to do, so even you'll not be able to fill in some of the details that they will require of you, and then the documents that you would need from them, you might not have those things now because the date is not set. October is still a while, so you need to wait until it's the time of the conference. They've extended an invitation to you, then you can now start the application process by following the process I just listed. Getting your passport, making sure that you have a passport that is valid for at least 6 months, going online, applying, and all of those good stuff. Okay, so I hope that those will be able to answer your question. Ade Damola said, good evening, ma'am. This also came in via email.